Hi. Hi. Welcome, everybody. Hey. Hello.
So my name is Erin Pratt, and I am the program director with Minnesota Interfaith Power and Light. We are a nonprofit that works with faith communities to build a climate justice movement. One of the things that's really important to us in our work is supporting young people and youth and children in the development of leadership capacity and really connecting to their core sense of self and gifts in the world and how they can bring that to this moment in time to live the most fulfilling life that they can in a way that gives to the great turning, the transformation that's afoot in the face of all the crises that we face, including climate change. So we work with All in the Circle, which is a creative arts and nature camp. That's for elementary and middle school aged kids, but a big part of that is the youth counselor component.
And you're going to choose 2 activities that you want to read about, learn how to lead them, and then we're going to do one today.
High school aged youth who work as counselors with young people and All in the Circle are invaluable to the experience of those younger children.
Every year we've done this leadership camp for people who are going to become counselors for the elementary and middle school aged people. This year we decided let's expand that and do it for 5 days and have middle and high school age folks and really dive into what does leadership mean and how to connect with each other and with their communities and with the natural world and have a lot of fun.
And so we spent a week with a group of 10 middle and high school aged people exploring leadership development. And we did that in a myriad of different ways. Rachel the rhino, Isaiah the inchworm, Aaron the elephant. So we began by doing icebreakers and experientials to get people laughing and to getting to know each other. And then we pretty quickly dive into the purpose of what we're about and having the group develop an agreement about how they want to treat each other, to have an experience in which they feel accepted and invited to take healthy risks and to bring who they really are to the community. And each person explains what is it that they need in a group to feel at ease and to feel that they are trusted and that they are being trustful.
Just learning about other people's culture while still having your own can really help you grow as a person.
So right now we are using our hands to sign this beautiful mandala that's our group agreement, and it's representing the way we have committed to care for each other and practice kindness as a group this week.
Can you figure it out?
And everybody's handprint and fingerprints are completely unique to them. And so by dipping it in the paint and then putting it there, it's a way of saying, I bring my heart and I bring myself to this commitment.
She's the oldest horse out here, and she was the one that was a partner with Ramazzotti, who everyone loved. Hello, my name is AJ Pratt, and I'm one of the founders of All in the Circle Creative Arts and Nature Camp. Hey girl. Oh girl. Over time, we integrated the horses, but then particularly the leadership training part of our camps, because we've learned that horses have a lot to teach us, not only about being human in the more fullest, effective way in the world, but also being leaders. It's just because you want to be a leader does not necessarily mean that a horse is going to trust you to be their leader, unless you are being self-aware of what's going on in yourself. See his back leg?
Yeah, what happened there?
Well, what he did was somebody...
You need a hug. You need a hug.
Horses are finely tuned beings to people's emotions and to how authentic people are being. In other words, if what I'm feeling on the inside is what I'm expressing with my words. And when those are different, the horse senses that and reflects that to us. And so that becomes an invitation to say, well, actually, I am feeling pretty scared right now, or I'm feeling frustrated by what just happened. And when we do that, the horse breathes a sigh and kind of leans into us and gives us the feedback that we're actually being authentic.
An experience I had was leading the horse, Bonnie, to a certain point. And what I learned about leadership was that you have to be really straightforward and direct about what you want to get done. Like with the horse, you'd have to look at where you want the horse to go, and it would go there. She was just like, I don't know, she was distracted. I just kind of like tugged a little bit and like looked where I wanted to go. You have to be kind and calm, otherwise the horse wouldn't listen to you, and the horse could sense that you were angry or uncomfortable and wouldn't listen to you. So yeah, I think the same thing is true for humans.
Anybody out there? Horses look for leaders. They look in their herd. Well, humans are that way too. They might not be conscious of it, but they do. They're more likely to join up and want to follow a leader that makes them feel safe. One of the things that we ask, the campers, the leaders, is how is this applicable then to when they're leading children in a camp or any other leadership role they might have, is that doing things that help people want to follow them, creating a safe place, creating ideas of the goals of what they want to accomplish, and coming across as a trustworthy person. Those are things that it's going to be needed to be leaders, effective leaders in the world. And horses are great and willing teachers.
A big focus of our camp is connecting with nature. We believe that that is an essential part of becoming a healthy, thriving human being, and that relationship with the natural world develops a type of empathy and compassion and accountability that drives people to bring their gifts to protecting the earth as well as other human beings. One of the practices that we utilized this week is something that we called the sit spot. And that's a practice amongst naturalists and people who work with people in nature-based settings that invites a person to develop a relationship with a particular place. We invited them to go out into the forest and into the prairie using their sense of curiosity to find a place they were drawn to. They sat and they were encouraged to notice what they saw and what they heard and what they smelled and what they felt on their skin and what they felt in their heart. One camper said that she had spent a lot of time in nature, but it was the biggest connection that she had ever had, that she had never realized that birds are actually carrying on their own life and their own conversations, and that she was able to tune into that, and that it touched her heart and it enlivened her and increased this sense of really being in a vibrant and responsive world that she was a participant in. We are wanting people to feel comfortable sitting with themselves. When we can't sit with ourselves in what is, it becomes an obstacle to accessing our own wisdom, our own creativity. So by inviting somebody to go out into a place that could seem empty or passive, and discover through their senses that this is a place that is alive, that there's stories that are going on that are beyond themselves. Our hope is that they simultaneously learn some mindfulness practices.
We're going to Sandstone, Minnesota right now. Once we get there, we're going to set up camp and eat dinner, and we're going to start with some kayaking skills.
A part of the camp was leaving the horse farm and heading up north to go kayaking on a river and to go hiking through the forest to a beautiful waterfall on the Kettle River. One of the ways that we have the participants learn about leadership is by being in charge of leading activities and leadership games throughout the week. So one group was responsible for navigating us on the trails, and another for leading awareness games and other experientials that would continue to bring a lot of fun as well as group awareness and consciousness and communication to the experience.
Who's that?
Just go straight.
We did do some games. We all brought up a game, and it was human knot. So we all had to stand up in front of everyone and lead the game, show them how to do it, show them the directions.
I mean, we could either do this and then cut down, or we could do this. For anybody to be a powerful leader, we know that it takes quite a lot of self-awareness, like an ability to calm oneself and to be aware of what one is feeling, to be able to communicate that, to be able to ask for their needs to be met, to work on conflict resolution, and to practice taking risk and using their voice and asking people to follow their lead, to be inspirers, to be observers of what's going on. So the activities that we invite the participants in throughout the week intentionally are focused on the development of those skills, the practice of those skills, in a way that's sequential so that we slowly build in terms of the opportunities for stepping out and utilizing those skills more and more.
I've learned that there are a lot of different leadership roles you can be. It's not just follow this person. They're sentinel, leader, inspirer, nurturer, and predator. And there are a lot of different ways you can be a leader, not just how I used to have I used to think that a leader was just someone everyone followed and kind of looked up to, but now I know there's a lot of different ways you can be a leader.
Everyone has their strength, and everyone has a strength, and they're all different, according to the person.
So you can still be a part of the group and be a leader at the same time.
If I need this role to be a leader, I'm going to transition myself into that role so then I can make sure that we get the job done.
I learned how to be a better leader, and I think that I can really teach a lot to people about how to be direct but also have fun at the same time.
Everyone has a leader in them, and it was really cool just to see everyone kind of take their experience here and apply it to what they were doing, because half the learning happens after the lesson, and I think that a way people can benefit from this camp is by actually applying what they learned.
Yep, awesome.
Our experience culminated at Sand Creek Adventures, where we got to do low ropes work, high ropes work, and then a soaring zip line experience. Now, we didn't do that at the beginning because to be successful and to really learn from an experience like that, it was best done as a culmination after the group had really built a strong container, had a lot of experiences of working together, and kind of had a high energy moment to apply the lessons that they had been learning. We hope that people will leave the camp experience with a stronger sense of self, of confidence, of an ability to build healthy relationships with their families and with their peers and communities, an ability to resolve conflict, to laugh and know about the power of having fun with others in a way that builds people up.
So at this time of the day, it's nice to sit here and in the sun of grandfather's sun and give thanks for the day. I usually try to do it each day at sunset. I just try and focus my mind, and I just do a simple little meditation. And you don't need to sit in a cave for 7 years staring at the wall to become enlightened, because you can become enlightened in the twinkling of an eye.
I loved the way, you know, by the last night of camp, after they had all these experiences together, they were supposed to be quieting down in their tents, but they were out there singing. They were singing together, and these were people, many of whom didn't know each other at the beginning of the week. And so it was beautiful to hear them singing as if they had been friends for ages. And my sense is their experience with each other that week was sometimes deeper experience than sometimes they have with their usual friends.
I was like, this is a joke. And Aaron was like, it's not a joke. It was a joke. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's a joke. It was a joke, but it was hilarious.
I want to say, like, to all the people that are thinking about going, but don't have the guts to, like, because you think that you won't fit in, like, trust me, you're going to fit in. There's so many opportunities and experiences that you get to witness at this camp, and it's just amazing about how the people here, like, do and care and act towards each other, because it's nothing I haven't seen before. Because, like, no, it's like nothing, like, you guys know what I mean.